Now I've shown you guys a couple different knife sharpening ways on my channel. You've seen me sharpen knives on conventional knife sharpeners, and I've also sharpened some knives on some unconventional ways, such as on the bottom side of a coffee mug. What I'm going to show you guys today is how to sharpen your knife or hone the edge on the top side of your car window, so stay tuned. Alright, so you've got a dull knife like the Spyderco Tenacious here, and you don't have a knife sharpener, but you do have a car, or you have a truck, or you have a vehicle with a window. What I'm basically going to show you is how you can get your edge just a little bit sharper using the top portion of your window. This is basically the part that is unfinished, a little bit rough, so when you sharpen it, you can hear it sharpening the knife. Even if it's just honing it a little bit, you will eventually get a sharper edge depending on the bevel of your knife. But you know, we kind of see this Spyderco Tenacious. It cuts paper, but not very smoothly. You can see the edges of the paper are not cutting very smoothly. So all I'm going to do is just try and get this knife a little bit sharper just by using the glass here, the top portion of the glass on this window. Now, would I recommend that you do this as a primary way of sharpening your knife or honing the edge of your knife? No, I would not. What I recommend you use this for is strictly as sort of a last ditch effort to get your knife sharp. If you're out in the field, you're camping with your family and you forgot to bring a knife sharpener and your knife is dull, or let's say you just can't afford to get a sharpener and this is the next best thing, then that's when I would recommend you try doing this. There's a lot of other ways you can use, like I said, unfinished or unglazed ceramic, the bottom of a ceramic coffee mug or a ceramic bowl, or many other things. You can use a toilet bowl, the top portion of a toilet. You can take the lid off of the tank of a toilet that's ceramic, and you can use the bottom portion of that to also sharpen your knife, and that will be more effective than this way I'm going to show you today. Now this is just, you're almost just polishing the edge with this. It's not very abrasive, it's very smooth, but you will be able to put a little bit better, hone the edge just a little bit better on this. Now, a couple cautions I would say is you want to be very careful working with glass. For one, this is my car window. I do not want to crack the window, damage it, because it would be very expensive to fix. Now, with that said, I've done this a few times and I've never damaged a window doing it, but I have heard stories of people that have actually damaged their windows, so you want to be very careful. But we're using the same principle as sharpening a knife, honing the edge. You want to find the angle at which you need to use to hone the edge. Might take some experimenting, but you're just going to go on both sides. Keep your angles consistent. Again, we're just honing the edge. We're not we're not putting a full bevel on with this glass. You're definitely not going to do that. Now this Spyderco Tenacious has 8CR13 MOV steel, relatively soft, so it will be easier to get a sharp edge than, say, I don't know, S90V, S30V. A lot of different steels that are higher in carbon. So keep that in mind. Your lower grade steels will be easier to sharpen. Now as I'm looking on the top of the glass here, I am seeing some metal shavings. I just wiped them off with my finger. Hard to see on the camera, but I am seeing them, so it is taking some metal off, even as slightly as we're doing this. You want to keep your edge from sliding off, of course, if you can. Let's see if we did anything. Still cuts paper. Is it any smoother? Probably not. Not yet. Go a little bit, couple more. You can even raise your angle a little bit if you're not noticing any results, because if you have it too flat with the glass, then it's not actually going to be sharpening on the apex of the edge, the very thinnest point of the edge. So you can even raise your angle just a little bit. You're not going to dull your knife by doing this, so you don't have to worry about that. You can almost think of this as almost like stropping your knife with compound. This might be a little bit more abrasive than a leather strop with compound, but it's very similar. You're not taking that much metal off. You're almost just polishing the very tip of the very fine point of your edge. You're just trying to get it just a little bit sharper, sorry. Let's try that again. Now look at that. I can immediately tell that it's sharper just by the way that it was cutting. Now this edge, it does have some damage to it. There are a few nicks in it, so it will catch on the paper. But as far as just the cleanliness of the cuts, you can look at the paper and it's tearing a lot less than it was before. You look at the cuts up here and there's a lot more tears. But that's pretty much it. It's just a real basic principle. One other trick in your sharpening bag, so to speak. If you need to get an edge just a little bit sharper, you just know you can get your knife sharp even when you're out in the middle of nowhere with your vehicle using your car window. So anyways, I hope that helped. Definitely take some practice and some refining. It's not a replacement for a regular knife sharpener. It's just something that you can keep in mind in the event that you didn't have a knife sharpener. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'm Seth. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you later.